What's up, everybody? Brendan Graber here alongside Brian Malkowitz.
What's up?
And we are playing one of the greatest games
One.
of all time.
I don't know.
If not the greatest game of all time.
I'm going to go ahead and say the greatest game of all time.
Yes,
in my opinion.
A lot of people say overrated or it's underrated or whatever, but you can't argue with critic scores and gamers' opinions alike that this game is, I think it's the highest rated Metacritic.
Still,
after all this time.
You going to get that bird or are you just going to let him run away from you? All right, there you go.
Bird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think The Last of Us is a pretty big contender for that, but still, this game.
But you can't deny, after all these years, this game still looks amazing, even as I fall to my death in Lake Hylia. Released in 1998, a great year for Nintendo fans everywhere.
A lot of great memories.
Did you get this game for Christmas?
This game, actually, no. I didn't get this game for Christmas. That's one I actually first found out about this in like the 6th grade when a friend was playing it at his house, and then my cousin was incredibly excited about this game and just always played it. So I went out and just had my parents buy it. I mean, I wasn't like an entitled kid, like, oh, buy this game for me, it's so good.
I want that one.
But like, you know, I wasn't a huge gamer when I was 6 years old. But this game was just the one that made me.
If you've ever seen that YouTube video of the Nintendo 64 kid screaming in the open step, that was me when I got Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I could not believe it because, you know, my favorite game, just barely edging out this game is Link to the Past.
Right.
So you can imagine my, you know, oh my god moment when I got the first 3D Zelda game and coming into Hyrule Field for the first time. I know it's nighttime, but as a kid and with like the technology of that day, in Super Mario 64, coming into this huge Hyrule Field and saying, hey, go explore, go have fun. This whole world is open to you.
Back then, seeing that entire landscape for the very first time after it pans over the world, after you first come out of the Kokiri Forest, is just insane.
It's amazing. And, you know, now
Of
these
course,
days you
after
go
you
like,
do it.
oh, there's nothing here. It's so lifeless and boring. But, like, at the time,
That's incredible.
yeah, this is an incredible achievement. You can see, like, Death Mountain in the background. We're going to run over there, by the way.
Yeah.
From Lake Hylia to Death Mountain. We're going to run the whole gamut and talk about our favorite memories along the way.
Yeah. But with this game, after this is actually what game that kind of really made me a gamer. Like I was, you know, when I was younger, you know, I was here and there with Mario and some of the Zeldas and stuff like that. But this is actually the game that just really got me into gaming.
Yeah,
altogether.
I think this brought the perfect blend of storytelling and really tight gameplay mechanics. The Z targeting would become a staple to the Zelda series after this, and really made combat fun and varied. The item system and your inventory to the contextual C buttons, which is really weird to play on a Wii pad that I'm using right now because the game eventually came out on both the 3DS and it got re-released with the Master Quest on the GameCube, and now it is on the Wii Virtual Console, which I have to access through my Wii U, which is very, very odd. I just hurry up and just re-release it again. Just give it to me again, Nintendo.
Speaking of Master Quest, I found that a little bit easier for some reason. When I played it,
more weird.
It was you know, it was obviously the same temple. It's just the puzzles were a little bit different, but I found them a little bit easier, especially going through the fire temple.
Yeah, but going to places like Jabu Jabu's belly and having a cow sticking out of this massive tissue really put me on edge. I'm like, what am I playing? Why
is there a cow
Miyamoto?
inside you here? Like, it's a little weird. But no. Did you ever get into any kind of glitching with this game?
You know, there's that big speedrun community, and like, you know, do a backflip and a side step with the Door of Time, and bam, you're at the final boss and thing. I never got into that.
Yeah.
I had always, when I first played this game, I was so into this world. I treated it as my own personal RPG. Like, when I first got to Hyrule Castle and it was nighttime and I had to wait until dawn for the egg to hatch, I would hide in the guardhouse and I would sleep until the sun came up, and then I would get up.
You just felt down like that?
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I would used to go into the Temple of Time as a Link kid, but because the song back then, like, you know, for hearing the Song of Time being played inside the actual temple.
Let's just give a shout out to the music of this game.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, especially not just the Ocarina, but like when you're in a Temple of Time and you hear the voices singing the Song of Time. It's amazing.
It's such a good soundtrack that Koji Kondo had with this game.
Right.
Every Ocarina song was unique. It had its own melody. Every town had its own feel to it. I love the Hyrule field theme. It was very sad that we didn't see Dark World come back until, you know.
Man, I feel like this
Collecting
game didn't
Worlds.
really need it though. I
Didn't
mean,
know, it didn't.
it
And
had
plus,
enough in it.
the Windmill Hut theme. A lot
Yeah.
of people's favorite theme. Let's just learn it right now.
I'm glad it found its way over to Majora's
And this
Mask.
wonderful time paradox that really freaked me out as a kid. It blew my mind.
Yeah,
when
because
he's-
like at this point you didn't even know. It's like, what's this guy talking about? What are you talking about?
It's like, oh, some Ocarina kid, you know, played a thing. He's
It's
like,
there's
"Whoa,
another
what?
kid, but then
I-
you find out later. Oh, spoilers.
How did I teach myself this?
Yeah.
How did he know this song? This paradox. It's probably the big ones of Ocarina of Time's time travel mechanic, which I loved. I loved that they started you out as a boy, and you were on this grand adventure. But at one point, you're told, you know, you're just a kid. You can't save the world. So the Master Sword's like, hey, I'm gonna seal you here for 7 years until you're an adult.
But
And
I'm
then
gonna let the world descend into chaos
Yeah.
first. So
Whoops.
whatever.
Too bad we could do that, you know, instantly in a hyperbolic time chamber. No, just gotta age your body. Now we're gonna reign inside a windmill hut. All right, let's continue our quest to Death Mountain.
We're almost there though. We're already in Kakarot. I don't know. So
I love doing
you're gonna
this
be here
too.
all
I
day
love-
unless you start rolling.
Yeah, I love just like, you know, sitting here for a while. Just chilling. Nope, missed it. Hang on. There we go.
There you are.
So I learned something that I didn't actually previously know when I was looking up facts about this game, and that's that this was, you know, the biggest game of its time. I think 32 megabyte, which when you think about it, you know, sounds funny.
Yeah.
But it was the biggest capacity ever in the 64 at the time, and I believe that Miyamoto was really worried initial early development that he would have to follow Mario 64's development, where it would be a central hub. So the game was originally going to be like kind of like a Ganon's Castle,
Right.
where each painting would take you to a different hub place, and that they were going to use a boss fight where Ganon would come out of paintings. That actually got turned into the Forest Temple boss.
And thank goodness they figured it out. Because we'd be living in a much different world.
Oh yeah, with no Hyrule Field, that would
Yeah.
have been sad.
Because that would have paved the way for like the rest of the Zeldas. I mean, sure they would have probably done it, but you know, it just wouldn't be the same.
And also, this game was going to be first person until Miyamoto realized that from going to young Link to adult Link, there needed to be that visual change.
Right.
So we had to see that, you know, behind third person action game. And I'm
Instead
really
of-
glad that it happened because
Instead of noticing that difference, it would just be, instead of you lower to the ground with the camera, it would just be you a little bit taller.
yeah, and I was like, oh, you're an adult now? Really? I couldn't tell. Where's the
We'll
mirror?
just move the camera up a little bit to adjust for that. There we go.
But you can argue that, you know, every action adventure game that came after this looked at this formula, looked how
Oh
the
yeah,
way
absolutely.
that this game did combat and storytelling through cinematics and your gameplay.
This game had hardly any competition back then, so it's
Yeah.
like, well, if you can't
And
beat
with a
them,
silent protagonist too.
Yeah.
Not many games can pull that off, and Zelda still does it to this day.
a lot of ways we can thank this game for what we have nowadays. So.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Made it.
This is one of the scariest parts.
Yeah, this was this game as a kid. This and Redeads. I mean,
Oh man.
my little child mind could not handle screaming zombies that would latch onto my face.
And it latch on your face is just pretty much basically just kind of humping your face.
Yeah, I would not go. Do I don't even have that.
I don't think you really have anything.
Don't
I mean,
have
at this
the
point in the
bow.
game, when you just turned to an adult, so you're not even really supposed to be over here yet.
Nope. Nope.
That kind of helped you out a little bit.
Cool
Yeah.
guy. That worked. No.
Kind of just like going against the game's will here, like just climbing. I'm not sure you're gonna make this up here without any tools.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just chill here for a moment. Take out the wonderful darkened view.
Yeah.
I
Once
love
you go out
the
here.
visual change that this mountain had when you turned into an adult, and everything just got crazy. There's like a ring of fire on Death Mountain. The whole city,
Yeah.
Hyrule Castle Town.
Very jarring change.
really it really lets you know that 7 years really has passed.
Yeah.
And things have gotten a lot worse.
They displayed that very well.
Look at that.
That was the best looking thing ever. In
Yeah, I can
1998.
really owe a lot of my love for games and my desire to work in the game industry came from this game and seeing what games were possible of, and like, you know, the imagination and creativity that you could get out of just, you know, playing your favorite game.
Yeah.
I even bought a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time wallet that I carry to this day. I came with a really cool
It
chain.
hasn't fallen apart yet.
Nope.
Wow.
It had a cool
Impressive.
chain that
Wait, it's like a
fell
leather?
off.
Is it one of those Velcro lockets?
That's a
or
leather one.
wallets?
And it's got a branded logo on it.
Okay, so it's not one of those ones that open
Yeah.
and...
But I've kept it to this day, and I will continue to use it until it falls apart, and then I will frame it somewhere. That's how much I love this game. So be sure to tell us all of your favorite Zelda Ocarina of Time memories, because I know everybody's got to have one.
Everybody's
Even
gotta
if
have their
you're
favorites.
too proud to admit that you like this game. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't
Everybody
deny
loves
it's
this
a
game.
really great game. And be sure to stay tuned, because we can do even more Let's Plays to celebrate Nintendo's 125th anniversary. So for all things Zelda, Nintendo, and more, be sure to keep it right here on IGN.